certain time. Having to get kids done on top of it. Lorraine is like, please send me. I'm like, go. The kids need to go to school. Please, I'll see you at the show.
No, we'll see you when we see you. Let's just get this going.
Get this going. But we'll get into the hang of our morning routine for a Friday now.
Yeah.
But we are excited for 9 o'clock. What's your guys' take on 9 o'clock?
It's a good start to the day. So, you at least my energies are still there because I'm a morning person. So my energies are still. So by 12, like those who know me after 12, won't get much out of me. So for me, I'm a morning person. So this is.
Oh no, I'm still waking up. I'm so sorry.
Are you still waking up?
Did you have your morning coffee though?
I don't drink coffee, hey. So
Is
shame.
it? I'm listening a coffee, eh?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee either. But there must be something that gets you going. For me, it's a rooibos tea in the morning. So what is it? It needs to be something, Lorraine. Get you going. A cool cup of water. What is it?
I'm up. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
you?
am more active at night.
You're more active at night.
Yeah, you also a dormant. You also a nocturnal creature.
I can wake up early, but I'm slow. But in the evening, I can work like I'm working 8 to 5 from 10:30 on.
Ne?
That's just
Yeah.
that's craziness, guys. That's
Yeah.
sleeping time.
No, I
8
slept
o'clock
1
it's done
o'clock
for
this
me.
morning.
What?
You slept 1 o'clock this morning.
No, guys,
So
you
when I
can't
need to
do
wake
this.
up, I'm like,
When it hits 7, my body has shut down. Like it's over. People will also ask, "Why you look so?" Because I'm tired. That's why I look tired.
If I'm asleep at 7, I'll wake up at 1 a.m. and never ever sleep again. That's too early, ne?
Yeah, that's way too early. The sun is still out.
Where? In which world? Close your windows and go to bed, guys. It's sleeping time.
Sure.
No.
Okay.
Even my kids know.
Sorry. Okay, so today we're going to do the get to know me a bit differently, right?
Okay.
But before we get to the get to know me, I just want to not tell you fully, but just a little tag about what today's show is about. So if you saw the poster, you just saw South Africa takes front row. So if you want to know where we take the front row, just continue watching, continue listening. We don't show much, but we do show some pictures. So if you are busy, don't put off. Just listen to us in your ears, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least listen to us in your ears. Before we go on, I just wanted to welcome everybody. We've got about a few viewers there, so welcome, guys.
Welcome for
Really
9
excited.
o'clock.
Woo, excited.
Those who are here 9 o'clock, if I could, I'd just give you all a chocolate for actually
You know what? We'll
watching
give you a
detail. A virtual chocolate.
So,
There you
guys,
go.
we like an interactive show. Just comment there, drop your comments so we can give you a mention on the show. We're really excited to have you guys with us. So,
Yeah. And it says SA's finest woman. Who's that?
We shan't mention names.
So it says SA's finest woman on top of us. We know we're fine, but we are not speaking about ourselves today.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw that. I'm like, feeling myself out.
Yeah, so if you want to know who we're speaking about today, just continue watching. But today we're going to do our get to know me a bit differently. And instead of choosing out of the bucket that we usually have, I'll print it for next week because it makes it kind of cool. But I'm going to ask you guys, choose a random number. And then I'm going to ask you a question because I have a list based on that number, right? I haven't gone through every question. I just know it's questions, okay? So, Lorraine, you want to go first? Choose a random number, and then let's go.
7.
According to that.
You want, oh, that's my favorite number.
I want you.
Who was the last person to make you cry and why?
Yo, my team.
That's an easy one for me, though.
I mustn't waste time. I'm not a crier.
You
That's
don't
why
cry.
I'm
So
thinking.
what do you do instead
so
of
hard.
crying?
Um,
Okay, who was the last person who made you the angriest or put your emotions in a place that's not
Yeah.
usually...
Mara, when I venture, that is me going into the archive because I don't give my time to people anymore to get to that space. Yo, can we come back to me, please, Asablif? Let me
Okay.
think.
Okay, you can take a moment to think.
Just a moment. Give me your
thinking.
number.
8.
Number 8.
Aibo, just like that.
Okay.
That's my favorite number.
Where-
new beginnings.
New beginnings. Where do you hope to be 5 years from now?
Oh, girl, I I'd hope to be a millionaire, living the life, my best life. I made for the soft life. So 5 years from now,
Made for the soft life.
I just want soft life.
If you are watching and you want to tell us where you see yourself in 5 years, you don't have to tell us who made you cry, but maybe tell us why the last time you cried, what was the reason for crying.
Or when your
You still
emotions
don't
were
know.
high. When was the last time your emotions were high?
Hi guys, that's how.
You're not
I can't
hormonal
even
that time of the
remember.
month.
No, I'm really sorry, guys. I honestly don't.
You didn't
give
pick a
people
fight.
that.
Someone didn't pick a fight. I'm just asking, like.
I
Okay,
really can't
so instead
remember.
of then telling us why, tell us how you deal with that, because you said you just say,
Yeah,
Tell
out
us,
of my life.
how do you get to that point of saying,
You know what? I give people a chance. I let you know how I feel about whatever it is that you have done or doing. I will even give you solutions to say, please do better.
Guides.
Yeah, I've worked with Lorraine. She is very
guy-
solution driven.
Yeah, like, please
A guide to do better.
in this. No, this is now friends because I've been single for the longest of time.
Yeah,
So this is based on friends, even family, but
Yeah.
more friends. Please do this better. And if you don't, so it's like soccer. Yellow card.
Oh, you get yellow card. Do you get 2 yellow cards?
No one.
Oh,
No penalties, nothing.
Just
okay,
one.
Just
No.
yellow cards.
And then if I have to repeat myself, it's a done deal. Shame. It's
Red card
no,
out.
it's fine, Kala. Thank you so
The
much.
rule is
I
2
think-
yellow cards. You can't just give one.
I think
Don't
it
you
is
get the
done.
red card on the second yellow card?
Yes,
I
you do.
don't know.
Yes,
Yeah,
you do.
you do.
So for me, I'm done. When I'm done, I'm done. I'm like, bye bye.
When
We're
you're
good
done,
to
you're
go.
done.
Yeah. But I talked to you about it first, give you solutions, as I said.
Kimon Audrey says, good morning, beautiful lady.
Hello, girl. Okay, so you chose my favorite number.
Oh.
So, what number? Okay, I'll choose 33 because I'm 33 this year. So we'll go with 33.
Off the calendar too.
Okay, let's see, where is number 33? Okay, if you had to live in another time period, what would you choose? You know I'm a Joseon fan. I think I would go back. K-dramas has made me want to wear those outfits and want to be all, wear that pin in my hair and be on that romantic vibe.
Ne?
Yeah,
A whole new
I
world.
would want to go, not just a different country, but you know, I will run and fight for that freedom if I must. But just that time period, they just make it look, obviously it's dramas, it wasn't really like that, but I like the history that they carry up until today. There's still such rich history in their traditions, and I think I would like to be a part of something that carries tradition for so many years.
It's strange that you say that because I was actually thinking about it. I like Bridgerton.
Yeah,
You
I
like
like
that?
the Victorian
that type
times
of,
also, yeah.
I
Vibes.
would love to stay in those.
I
eras.
love the dresses too. Me, that's what I'm thinking.
Me too.
The Victorian era for me was,
I
You're
love
there.
that.
I'm there. The hair, the hats, the corsets. Me
I
look
love
like a
that.
yellow
I don't want
vibe.
to corset. My time period is that little outfits with the dress that goes. It's also, it's cute when you go out. You put that little thing over your head.
Yeah.
It's
No, for me, the corsets gives me things I don't have.
I wanted to wear something today. I'm like, I won't be able to
You
breathe.
know, now,
so
if
I'm
I
like,
can't
no.
even wear a bra, I don't want to know what
You'll
to do.
die, you'll
yeah,
die.
You'll die a slow
You'll
death.
definitely die.
Oh, I can't handle a bra. I don't want to handle a corset.
Me, I'm getting back into the stage high shame. After my second kid, because I used to sleep with a bra, do everything with a bra. Yeah, I was that crazy. And then after my second child, I just couldn't. I just needed the freedom. But I'm getting back into the habit of going back into my bra phase. So.
But people are not supposed to be sleeping with bras. is
No,
it?
it keeps them perky, girl.
It does keep
keeps
them
them
perky,
perky.
but
I know.
there is a health disadvantage to it.
Keeps them perky. Keep them perky.
So, we'll do a breast show now.
I
Yeah.
think we should.
I think
Yeah.
exercising
And
is
the-
better to keep them.
Yeah, no, exercising is a swear word in my
Yeah, they say
repertoire
you
of
must do
words.
the weights, nah?
Yeah,
Get
the
your
weights.
boobs
I
up.
feel we should.
And surprisingly, when I had a personal trainer, my boobs did lift.
Yeah, because the muscles, because there's muscles
But
involved.
the problem is, after I stopped with the personal trainer, it went lower than norm.
I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. I'm just saying that exercise in my repertoire. I think we should keep the show PG-13 and not swear like this on the show.
Who's swearing?
You swearing, exercise is just a swear word in my repertoire. Sis man, is a lelaka word.
Okay, so going back to today, we are speaking why SA's finest, right? So the way we came up with today's topic is if you are not living under a stone like my two co-hosts, you would know that there
Hi,
was
guys.
very big news on social media for some time since last weekend. And last weekend, what happened? We had our cutest little SA finest lady sitting front row at the Milan's fashion show next to Kim Kardashian, and it made such headlines. Guys, she's only 21. Her name,
Liina
Annalise outed you before the time, I'm just letting you know. She commented there. Annalise commented what we're speaking about before you mentioned it. So she guessed it right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well done, Annie.
Well done, well done, well done. So, Tyla sat front row with Kim, all right? These little ladies, not little, they're older than me, but little ladies, they're cute ladies. They went and researched when I told them. And what was your thoughts when you first saw, oh wow, I didn't know this is a South African. You might have seen the picture, but you never ever put two and two together.
To say, yeah, this
To
is a
say
hypo.
it's, yeah. What was your thoughts?
No, I don't know about you, Anka, but this show is about honesty. I still don't know this beautiful girl, but she's so stunning. So I asked my 13-year-old to give me something. I'm like, Ora, please
So,
help
but
your mother.
once you heard she's from South Africa,
I was so
what was
proud.
the first thoughts?
I was
next to?
just too proud.
You were proud.
I was so proud. I'm like, yes, South Africa.
Doing the
we
things that
are
must be
doing the
done.
things.
Yeah,
Yes.
for me, you guys know what big fan I am of Kim Kardashian, right? So yeah, for me it was a matter of that world is so superficial that for them it is so important who sits next to them.
Them,
Like
yeah.
it's like a big hype. Like, oh, what was this one wearing? What was that one
Yeah.
wearing? And so the fact I shame even the guy that she sat between the two guys. His
No,
name
we're
is
gonna get there now.
yeah,
Wait.
but he's not even known. Do you get what I'm saying?
He's
People-
very known.
The reports I read said the guy. I read 4 reports. All they said was
That's why
no.
don't
Listen,
read
wait,
We
whoa,
can't do it.
whoa.
The
Let me finish my
media tells
sentence.
you
That's a
what
long
they
story.
want you to know.
I did Google, but what they said was the guy from 365. They didn't know his name. They didn't put his name there. That's what I'm saying.
But
And
the
I read
report
four.
says I- but
I
the
read
report
must say
four.
says
no.
I read 4, and people that were commenting on it. So I was like,
Was it citizen?
what's citizen? What's citizen?
As ons South Afrikaanse newspaper.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Anyway, can I finish my sentence?
Yes, finish your thing, girl.
So basically, so it is a big thing that she's sitting there because that world is so superficial. Like who are you seated?
But
next to?
how did they choose?
Yeah, like how did
Who
she get
gets
there?
So
to
she
sit
was
there?
actually a performer.
Oh,
as well.
okay. Which is a big
So
thing.
She performed
Yeah.
as well. But getting to the other point, this is what I want to say. That's why I totally disagree with whatever articles you read. Because this is why I'm bringing it up. Social media was not excited that she was sitting next to Kim Kardashian.
That him, the
But they
handsome
were
guy.
so excited. OMG, she is sitting. I needed to get the pronunciation properly because we know him as Massimo.
Yes.
But his
didn't know that.
real name is, I googled how to say it because I was like, Michele, how do you say it? And I googled how do you say his name because we know he's Italian and it is Michele.
Yo, I heard a version of
Moreni.
Michele also.
It's
Hola.
Michele
How does one
Moreni.
say hello in Italian?
Angas.
Hello.
Please help us in the comments, guys.
How do you say hello in
Italian.
I don't know.
But he looks like he's short because Kim is quite short. I'm quite disappointed because
No, but
in
like-
the movie, he looks so
It
tall.
looks, maybe, but the actor could be short as well. But guys,
How short is
social
Kim then?
media was going on. Okay, yeah, it's big. She has a picture with Kim. But guys, she's next to Massimo.
Oh, this man. I
You
shame.
can't deny this guy. But anyway, we don't think his acting is that great.
It's atrocious.
No, but I
But
love the
he
movie
is
though.
famous based on being one of the biggest models.
Didn't he have something with Chloe also on?
No,
That was a scandal, so Biki. I think so.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
actually I do.
But
For sure.
he became really famous based on his modeling career, and then what put him on the next level was 365, how big 365
I
was.
still want to know why 365 was that big, because the movie was just to me, it was just, I'm a very bad critic though, was just very low budget. It just came across as a very low budget movie.
Yo, if that was low budget,
No,
what
the
have I
acting
been
was-
watching that's really low budget? I need assist for
I'm a
baby.
bad
Did you
critic.
watch
It
the
was
movie?
horrible.
I did. Do you know what? Now, first I watched it because of social media going on the whole line of she was kidnapped. So that stayed in my mind. I really want to see how do you fall in love with somebody that kidnaps
Naps you.
you. And then I really got into the storyline in terms of, yo, this guy actually really loves her. Then I got into the line of after the wedding with the accident. Then I need to see number 2. What happened to the
I didn't see
baby?
number 2, yeah.
And then after that, when she then got angry, the relationship didn't work. Sorry, teaser, if you didn't watch it. Then after that, I was really into
Shall not buy.
their relationship, them fighting. Then afterwards, I was like, sure, she's with the enemy. How do you choose the enemy? Then I was so invested. Are you going to choose the enemy or are you going to choose Massimo? So I got so invested in the storyline of this relationship, as in, how can you do this to the guy? But yeah, that's how I got into the whole
And then a plot twist.
Plot
Go
twist.
watch it.
Go watch it.
Well,
Watch it because plot
it's
twist, I was like,
R-rated, guys.
Like you.
If you're under a certain age, don't go watch it.
Wouldn't you, please?
It's R-rated.
It is
And that was the
R-rated.
other thing for me. Most of it just came across as a porno for me.
It is slight porn, but
Slight?
if you want to go skip. But for
You're
me,
gonna
I
miss
was more
the
invested
storyline.
in the storyline of because that is how women, I was like, this girl, you have everything, men do the same thing that we always speak about, you leave your 80% to go to 20%,
20.
and that was my whole thing. I was so like, go!
For me, it had I've never seen 50 Shades of Grey. Yes, I'm the 1% of the population that didn't see it. But having the reviews and all of that going through, I've basically watched it vicariously through everyone's reviews. So, and there was, I mean, when 50 Shades of Grey came out, literally people were reading the books, people were going crazy. And it was on the same.
It's not 50
It's
Shades,
same-
it's
same
more
vibe.
PG than 365. 50 Shades of Grey
Yeah,
shows
it's more,
nothing.
it's more PG than in that sense. But I think about the fact that no, like I said, I just think this thing is a porno. So it is more PG than
Yeah.
that. But I mean the aspect of the abuser falling in love with the abuser.
But what did
that
you
vibe.
say? What you didn't tell us what you thought about a South African sitting on this
So
level.
for me, obviously, a South African making and that a brown girl is even. I mean, in our own country, we are just at the bottom of the food chain. So for me, that's a big thing. Having done the research, and she's young. She's extremely young.
She's 21.
You know, to reach that level, because where have you had, if you hear South African artists making it in the world out there, they've worked for years and years to get there. But also the fact that where we are with social media and how things go viral, and this is the conversation we had in the car this morning, where the times we're on social media, like things go viral, but then a week later, then it dies down.
Yeah.
But she managed to stay constantly current,
But
what
what was
jumping on the
nice
trend.
is she made her fame before.
Yeah.
So when on TikTok, her song that went viral on TikTok was the Getting Late. You know the music video where she's in that cute school uniform and she's UK guys. I hope you watched the music video.
I did,
can't
but there was
remember
no
the
school
words.
uniform though.
Is that a different music video? Oh, the school uniform one was from Blood and Water.
Yeah.
I'm confusing
The two.
the
So
two.
yeah, but it was a cute like pink outfit and stuff like
So then she was big. Her song made it because she was more into the house vibe. So South Africa, you know, you can't go wrong with house music in South Africa. And then what happened was she also then, like, I know her from her singing.
Okay.
And Lee, when we spoke about it, she knows her from TikTok because she does these weird dances on TikTok where she does that whole hip thing. You know how the girls do that?
Yeah.
And they know her from that part. But then she was already big based on the Getting Late. But then what happened is she got the theme song of Blood and Water season 2. And that just skyrocketed because you know how well Blood and Water is doing. It's
Yes.
one of our best produced South African shows. And if you watch it, you're actually quite proud that South Africa can do something like that because it's very few movies or series from South Africa where you can say, oh, I'm actually proud of. Do you want to read?
I want to read. We've got some hello from the ampersand. Hello in Italian is ciao. I always thought that was bye.
Ciao.
Yeah,
Ciao.
I thought that was
Okay.
bye.
It's
Anyway,
the same thing.
and goodbye is arrivederci. I don't know. Yeah, I'll just
Ciao for everything.
Or
Ciao,
just
ciao.
Yeah. But the rest of the world made it ciao. Okay, there we've got the explanation. And then Annalise says she also made it big in London as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
London.
so after she left here, I think was it Ghana, Annie, if you want to tell us, she then moved to a different African country, and if I'm not mistaken, it is Ghana, and she did a tour in Ghana as well, and that's how she also became international in terms of the rest of Africa. And then she's currently now touring with Chris Brown, so
Yeah.
you can see
opening for
she
him,
is making the moves.
And but it's so quick though. That for me is like it's really it's a thing for me in terms of the fact that she's that young and she's making it. But I absolutely love the fact that she's brown.
Yeah.
I really love the fact that she's brown.
I
It
love the
is.
fact that she's South African.
That too. That's also a thing. Yeah.
So, for me also, one of my biggest things, if you recall last year, I did a thing about the brown girls making it. Remember,
Yeah.
I showed the top 10 brown girls that is doing the thing, and she was one of them. And I was proud of her that time because at that time, the Getting Late reached some high level of viewing, and she was part of that. And that's why I'm shocked you don't recognize her. We actually spoke about her on the show before. And for me, I just felt like not only is she sitting there, but yet again, it's a brown girl showing some sort of encouragement to the next generation that think if you come from a community, you can't make it and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
And that was nice. Her sister is also really well known. Her sister is the most beautiful. She's a model. I forgot her name now. Annie, you seem to be knowing a lot.
Yeah,
So let us know what is Tyla's sister's name. She's really big on modeling also based on her hair. So she has this massive fro, and she's also big on TikTok and on Instagram for how to look after the afro.
Who's the creator of TikTok? Because now we really need to thank them because that's a very
It
nice
is
platform.
China.
It's a Chinese app.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And the reason why TikTok works, just a quick side note, the reason why TikTok works is because the algorithm is like at random. So people,
yeah, it's not like it's not like YouTube or
oh,
Instagram.
They shadow ban and they pick certain things. TikTok doesn't. So if it hits the algorithm, you shoot up.
Did
Yeah.
it change whereby our South African people are not paid on TikTok? Or is it still like that?
I'm not sure in terms of paying
Yeah.
or anything, but there is some people that make their living with TikTok. So I'm sure.
Even that
there
guy that
is
does
some
the-
sort of.
That
What
everyone
was
knows.
that
He's,
girl,
what's his name?
The white girl also that really, she was one of the biggest and the first South African TikTokers to make it everywhere. What's her name? She was like one of the first blue ticks
Okay.
for South Africa TikTokers, and she is literally everywhere now.
Tell the
as
people
well.
what does a blue tick mean for those who are not on
You are
TikTok.
verified. So it means,
Okay.
but now I don't know so much with this. You're paying for verification.
That's on
It's
that's on Twitter though.
confusing. Is that only Twitter?
It's only Twitter,
Okay.
yeah.
Just stay there by Twitter.
So I must pay to say that.
So
I'm
to be verified, must you like have a certain amount of followers or
And
what?
you must actually be some sort of
influencer. On a certain level. Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
So you'll see it's only celebs and influencers that's really big. It's not just random.
That's why it's a
people.
big thing when you are verified. It's like,
Okay.
and you can't choose to be verified. They'll contact you to be verified.
Nice.
Yeah.
So for me, that was really, really nice. Here's another inspiration for girls that also want to dream and think it can't happen for you in South Africa, or if you're coming from a colored area or something like that. That was my big. Oh, I must be honest though. The first thing I thought, you know how I feel about the period outfit. I was like, because Kim has the period outfit on also. I was like, thank you Lord, she is not wearing the period outfit.
What is she wearing?
She's wearing something dress. It looks nice in full, but it looks good. But this was for Dolce and Gabbana, so I don't know if all the outfits were also adults. So.
Yeah, that was the other thing, that the hype, the one that I said that people were like sort of malicious. Maybe it was, I don't know if it's true, because apparently there's rumor, they're saying the rumor is that Kim wants to boycott Dolce and Gabbana because Tyla outdressed her. Because obviously Dolce and Gabbana dressed them. So, and literally the attention, like if you go, was just on Tyla. Like, and the fact that she's young, and she was upset that she was seated next to. But on the other hand, Kim did post them.
Yeah, that's
So-
what makes you.
No,
You never
so-
know with news.
You don't know.
Because
people want to.
constantly has the stink face because of our makeup is. So
Oh, what the
you'll
face?
never know the stink face.
Yeah, it's
it's
like-
always like. So you'll never
Stoic.
know her actual emotion because her makeup is set to make her face constantly look like that.
And the other thing is, you get a lot of YouTubers and people that want to do commentary, and there's nothing there really except the fact that people made a hype about Tyler. But now they need to go find some sort of twist or gossip
And
to make
how
it
many
controversial.
pictures
So
has Kim posted where she crops people out?
yeah, so
Tyler is on the end. She could have cropped her out.
I'm sure she could have cropped out. I mean,
And she
Photoshop is a thing.
posted at least 3 pictures with Tyler. It wasn't
Okay.
just one. There's 2 others.
Shame
when
was
they
that poor guy
sitting
that
as
we're not
well.
talking about.
Angas.
I don't know.
we
don't know.
We're not caring of the kids.
But you know what?
But it must be something
must be
for
something
him to
because
be
he's next
standing
to
right
Kim.
there.
So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
unless
we're
he's
not
the
too
bodyguard. I don't know.
No, never. With the
Okay.
glass in his
So
hand.
we've got the ampersand saying that Tyla and her family looks Caribbean, like they could be from Mozambique. But we don't know this.
But what I wanted to say also is, I think why Tyler is also getting so much is everybody wants to know who is that.
Who is
Yeah,
this?
Because it's a new face next to people that you'd always see the same people around them. And if you see the Kardashian, you usually see a few sisters sitting together.
Yeah.
But now, who is this pretty girl? Like,
Yeah, it's always
It's
people in
a-
a close.
and also the other thing is nothing against Zendaya, but everybody only knows this complexion through Zendaya.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can see how, we're superficial when it comes to that. So, it's literally like, who is this? It's not Zendaya.
Yeah.
So I think that's also why she got a lot of good, very positive light, as in her fame has gone up quite a lot.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you guys, okay, based on this, we were saying it's nice, it's an influence to other South Africans that there is this ladder you can climb. I wanted to ask you, what do you guys think in general about South African women and making it? Do you think there is a certain club that's just doing it? What's your thoughts just about South African women making it on an international platform? Not just making it in South Africa, but international platform. Do you think we're doing it right? Do you think we're getting there slowly but surely? What's all your thoughts?
I think where we are now, it's a global village. So it's easier to break barriers. It's easier to go from one border to the next because of how social media is set up, how media as a whole is set up now, and how you can promote yourself. In the past, everything, literally everything, if it wasn't American, it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
If it wasn't an American actor or actress, they weren't famous. But now there's such a big pool and everyone is interested. There's people from Ghana, there's people from Nigeria, there's people from London, the UK. It's such a big global village that it's easier to break into those markets now. In terms of South African artists, I think I think they're doing very well. I think what happened there, if I'm not mistaken, so I could be speaking under correction, is that a lot of them broke the African barriers first. So you'll find them a lot in the African spheres, especially in the music arena, and then later on it was like, okay, but these people are very big, and then they went on. Even in the case with this is obviously a male now. In the case of AKA, he first broke those barriers, and then he went across. But I think that broke a lot of barriers, even for South African women as a whole. I know I'm making a big hype about it, but it's the only one that I know of being not of color but being brown. Because I mean, there's DJ Zinhle, whom I only recently know because of the AKA story and Nadia Nakai and all of that. And we say this because that's not necessarily my sphere of interest. I'm not a person that would go and see who's the next big celebrity or who's making it in this arena, because like the spheres we work in is very limited and secluded. So you kind of like keep it here. So for me on that sphere, it's nice to see someone of color, it's a brown person, to break those barriers and then go forward. So yeah. That's my opinion.
If this is not unorthodox, I would actually want to invite our producer Leandra, because I feel like she's more in the media industry and she knows exactly what's going on. If it's still very difficult for people to break through the barriers, except for the ones that's already well known. More for the up and coming artists, is it that difficult still? It doesn't matter what color you are, but just who you actually are and what your context
We did ask for a mic to be in there, but it wasn't possible for this week. So do you want to come, or it's fine if you say
I can
no,
share.
because we're just speaking. Write it in the comments. So what's your point?
No, I'm a bit opposite from what you were saying, because I still feel it is so difficult still for people to reach certain levels in the media industry. Thank you.
I must come into shot, yeah. So yeah, no, I think it's not just South Africa. I think that it's the world at large. When when you have your A-listers, and that's the reason why you've got A-list, B-list, C-list, and that's now what's throughout. So most of the times, you know how the industry works. There is nepotism throughout, favoritism throughout. So for instance, like you'll go and a director or a producer will know you and they will like you and they will always use you because they've worked with you before. A lot of the times, it's not even just a matter of skin color, although that is it does play a big role. And especially in South Africa, I've experienced it myself. But throughout, like you'll notice, for instance, like with CakeNet as a channel, you will see the same actors all the time.
Yeah.
And that's because of, most of the time, it's also budget. Because you don't want to waste your time. Say, for instance, like we have to shoot these much scenes in a day, right? I don't have time to sit with an inexperienced actor or work with an actor or gel. The director must now gel with this actor and the actor must gel with the director. So they generally tend to, and this is throughout, you will notice in Hollywood as well, they almost, in the industry we call it recycling. So reduce, reuse, recycle, it happens in the industry. So you reduce your costs, you reuse your same
people,
actors, and you just like recycle the process over and over. So I think that it's throughout, but I will say that as a brown person in South Africa, it is difficult to break mainstream, especially like, for instance, now that everybody's going Netflix, it's difficult to break into that industry or into that.
So that's why most people are not just going to the influencers route, because
it's
that's
easier.
where people are making it, and then maybe from there you will be seen, you're trending, and then people approach you.
Yeah.
Because if you go castings, guys, there's like 1,000 people for one thing, and then they still
cutthroat
end
industry.
up using somebody that's well known, but you've been standing in
Like,
that queue
but
for
why?
so long. But why? So it's still difficult for me, I feel.
It is, but I think what happens with TikTok, even people that were famous back in the day and it just dwindled. I mean, there was a time when Jason Derulo wasn't something. Like, people forgot about Jason Derulo. And then, boom, a song on TikTok. And then people, oh, yeah, Jason Derulo. And then people were dancing to his da-da-da-da-da.
But he has constant hits, though. It's not that he's forgotten, it's that social media didn't really. So what happens is, if you're not into something of following culture in terms of like singing whatever your thing is to be
Your
celebrity. If you don't follow that, you won't know if someone is still in the field, kind of a thing. And it takes TikTok to bring you back. But those people, if you listen to them on the radio and stuff, they actually still have
They're still
hits
doing
that's
something.
constant. It's just that one TikTok song made a thing. But from my side, I would say that I feel that, okay, with acting it's very different because it's in someone else's court, whether you make a movie or not. But I think in terms of music, it has become a bit easier because you have your YouTube channels, you have your TikTok, you have your put a little clip on Twitter, you have your Instagram reels, and a lot of people is becoming famous based off what they're posting on their social media.
Their
In
own
terms
work,
of
basically.
singing, yeah. And they creating, because with singing, you don't need this whole big studio anymore. If you have your piece in the room, you post all the Spotify and things like that, you don't need the mainstream anymore the way you used to.
Yeah, you have
because
to
now you
get
can
to-
upload
yeah.
your own things. It's just whether or not people are going to
take a liking to you.
take
or
a
not.
liking to your music.
Clayton says that Amapiano helped her. The just R&B market in SA is a slow takeoff, which I agree with because if you're going with one genre of music, it's difficult. Whereas if you go into what's trending, what's popular, that makes it easier
That's
for
why
you
I
to
said
pop off. Yeah.
in the beginning, she did the house thing. And I don't know the difference between house and amapiano and that.
Big difference, I think.
It's like, to me, all of it is house.
It's got the same vibe
So-
though, but yeah, there
Yeah.
is
I
a
don't know the
difference, yeah.
differences. But in my head, I would say that that's what kicked her because everything she did was very music related and it was dancing and all those kind of things. But I would say social media really helps in that form because she got her verification of TikTok. So it does help if you push hard enough with like anything else, even with influencers. Influencers that post once in a while don't get the same kind of advantage
Yes.
as influencers that
do
is
it
on it
whole time
constantly. Yeah.
because people's attention spans are really this small. So if you were relevant last week, you better work very hard to stay relevant this week.
Yeah.
Because there's always something happening. There's always someone coming up with a new concept
Because
or something
everybody
funny.
has the same platform.
And yeah.
Don't think that influencers are having it easy, guys. It's a lot of work. I mean, for you to consistently load things, have the right cameras, have the
Content.
right content.
There was a time when people thought it was
it's-
easy. Like,
and
it's just
it's
take
not.
pictures and post.
And it's really not.
It's a
really.
full-time
So
job.
When I
kudos-
used to do the
kudos to
makeup
them,
thing,
Shem.
when I used to do the makeup, all those makeup things that were sent, the thing that killed me is you get paid for something and when you use the product, you don't like the product.
So now
now
you
you
must
don't know
pretend
what to
like you
post.
like it.
No, I didn't pretend. So that's why I just said, let's leave it as a whole because
Op die einde van die dag, it's you. People are going to say, but
but
eventually
she
said it's
because
you.
I hate it when I buy something that an influencer said, this makeup, especially with foundation, this foundation, can't they were using a filter the whole time.
But you know what a lot of people started doing? They started posting paid partnerships. So it's
Yeah.
like, this
You
is
have to
paid.
now.
You have to. But what that does is I think it helps out for people to say, okay, fine. Maybe
not an honest
It's not an
opinion.
honest opinion because obviously she's paid. She has to say
It's
certain things.
advertising.
Yeah. There was something specific that I wanted to say. Concerning with the whole influencer stuff. The other thing also, it's that industry if you jumped on the trend when it first started, you would soar higher than you do if you started now because it's so flooded and it's cutthroat. So you have to constantly think of your content and be on top of your game constantly. It's hard work.
But you know what I noticed? Influencers that actually stand for something.
Yeah.
Whether it be music influencer, because the influencer is not just somebody that shows you, this is my makeup. That influencing I can't handle because you're just trying to get money based on me buying whatever you're telling me to buy.
It's
And
not real.
It's not real influence. It's literally advertising. But people who influence based on change your life, those influence I notice are more long lasting.
Yeah, people who do like lifestyle blogging, like what they do in their everyday. Because people mean to like goede. So they like to see someone. Oh, that's how they really are. So that's the kind of lifestyle. So people start becoming interested in that journey.
be
because
authentic.
even influencers that help you with your body shape,
Yeah.
influencers that help you learn something about your health, influencers that do breast cancer, influencers, those kind of ones, because it's a constant issue.
Yeah.
There's always someone that's going through that.
And
They seem to
once the encouragement.
yeah. Because makeup, as much as makeup influencing is big, it's not as big as it was,
Yeah.
because everybody knows how to do makeup, and many
everybody
a times
jumps on it, yeah.
what killed makeup influencers is the Facetune video.
Mm.
Everybody is using Facetune video, and you think their skin is beautiful, you think their makeup is good. I've seen people do their makeup, and when you see them in real life, you're like, "Phew, that's not the picture you posted just now." There's
magic.
so much editing, and it's something that has become so superficial that people have started realizing that this is not real. So as superficial as the world is and women are, there is some things when they're like, you're taking your chance. We're moving in this direction now.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know who can comment. Nah, I'm not on TikTok.
You don't have to be on TikTok.
So I'm like,
I'm not on
Here's
TikTok
the thing,
either.
you don't have to be on TikTok.
not on TikTok
What's
either.
on TikTok is exactly what's on Instagram, which is exactly what's on YouTube Shorts. So as long as you're on one form of, and now Facebook has it as well. If someone posts on YouTube, it's going to be on TikTok, it's going to be on YouTube, it's going
my
to be on
TikTok is
all
was
of
more
them.
videos, is it?
Yeah, but YouTube has videos.
No, I'm not saying that they
Instagram has
don't
videos.
have,
The
like
content.
say,
I'm
if
saying
you
the
go
content.
on TikTok, it's
Yeah.
just videos.
It's
Hulle
only
speel so
videos.
agter mekaar, is
Yeah.
dit nie? So if you are not on TikTok, sometimes you'll miss all those things.
No,
because
but
If it's
what
a
I'm
trend,
saying
no.
is if you
Insta,
have
there's my
Instagram,
stills and there's videos as well. So you choose. It's not like in your face.
No,
soos hy.
see, and
Of
this
whatever.
also has to do with algorithm. What is your interest for the most part? But
but you'll
if-
still see videos
you'll
no matter
still-
what
you'll
your
s-
interest is.
It will still come up. So between your stuff, especially on Facebook,
Yeah.
between your stuff, there'll be a video, then there'll be a picture, then
which is the same on Instagram.
It's just content-wise. So it doesn't matter if
So
you're
they
on
also
one
have
platform.
pictures on TikTok.
They can, but it shows as a video.
It shows as a video, but it could be a picture.
It
but
could be a
there's
picture.
music with it.
It's a
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
So-
But what I'm trying to say is if you have Instagram or Facebook, the same video that's on TikTok is on that platform. It's the exact same video. It's on the same platform. So you can't miss it.
No, but I'm saying, guys, please get what I'm saying. So you are on TikTok, the video is playing. So it goes to the next video,
No,
in the next
you
video.
scroll up.
Doesn't
You
it
have
just
no, it
continue?
doesn't.
No, it
not
doesn't
not
do
on its
that.
own.
You
Not on its
have
own.
to. The same way you scroll on Instagram. That's how you scroll on TikTok.
So it will basically, it won't go on while the phone is laying there, and then
It will just play the same
it will-
video over and over and over.
You
until
have to actually
skip.
swipe up.
Okay, so what happened is I asked the girls, please show us who you think South Africa's finest is
I'm going
in
last.
your eyes. Your picture is first, sorry. Whoever is famous in your, not famous, whoever is your SA's finest at the moment. Anka, yours is up first and you chose?
Bianca Lagrange. I think the reason this was a difficult one for me because I don't follow who's South Africa's greatest or celebrities and all of that. But for me, because I actually know her personally, and I know the hustle she's gone through, I know all the stuff that, and for me, she's a brilliant performer. She's got talent for me, and that's why for me, and I know some of her struggles as well. And for me, is, and she's still true to herself. And for me, she has a certain lifestyle that I can look at and say, okay, fine, oh, this is nice. Whereas a lot of the other people, because I'm very nitpick when it comes to who I see to influence my life or who I look at, whatever. Is it something that I want for my life? Are they living a certain lifestyle, that kind of vibe? And I was very hard pressed to find someone, and she was right up there for me.
So with her talking about what Leandra said, has she ever done anything internationally? Because I mean, she's been in the media for a
Very
very
long.
long time.
Very
So were the barriers really there for her. Do you understand? Or even right now, she hasn't sat next to Kim. She hasn't gotten those opportunities internationally. So,
But even in South Africa.
and she's a
Even
singer and an actress,
and
right?
an actress.
So it's still a very difficult thing. So now, is it also age-based? Are they now focusing on the youngsters and forget about the older people? Or is it her thing that she didn't put, she wasn't staying current? Or what is it?
I think she is current. I think it's just when you limit yourself to like an Afrikaans sphere. Remember, Afrikaans is just here. It's not international. Not a lot of people understand. Yeah, the Antwoord made it in Europe and the Netherlands because they actually speak the Antwoord did make it anyway.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
It
saying.
did make it. But what I'm saying is, and here again, and I think this is where Leandra did say that where the race thing is a thing, but that is in South Africa. It's still very rife, and for me it's very shocking. I come from fairly the same place, but it's not as deep rooted as it still is because it's still very much alive. But for her, she's very much into theater and those type of things. So I think a lot of the times what happens is when you don't jump on the trend that is current. Do you get what I'm saying? Like Tyla jumped onto the I'm a piano, right? That's current. That's what's making it hip and happening. Whereas theater is theater still like that big? Is everyone doing theater? Is internationally, I mean, there's Broadway and all of that, so yes, you can say that.
International theatre is bigger than South Africa, yeah. South Africa's theatre is bad. International
That's
theatre
the thing.
is good.
Yeah. So, and I think this industry is also a matter of who you know, who you come into contact with, who do those people. Because I know that there's someone else as well that I absolutely love, Lois Duplessis. But she's been in the industry for very long also. Very years they've been, but it's such a cutthroat industry. Like, and if you're not you're not doing certain things, they don't
But
showcase
here's where
you.
my thing comes in, where I can help you answer your question a bit. I think that as somebody like this, you need to influence on a public platform, and that's what makes you a celebrity. And unfortunately, like you say, you know her because you know her personally, you know her background. But if you go through her bio, if you go through her Instagram, her Facebook, she doesn't share anything in terms of get to know me kind of a thing. And I think that's the difference in terms of some people that make it, like Lee was also saying, if you she didn't say it now, but usually she says it's sad that as an actor, you have to be influencer on social media in order to grow your name big and big. So you're already in the field, but you need to keep your social media up to the
active.
You need to keep it active.
So before I knew her personally, I was already a fan because I knew her from Idols when she first started out and all of that. But what Leandra is saying is that in the case of Bianca, I believe that it's based on race. I genuinely believe that also.
I do believe that too.
But you know, for me, she's inspirational based on the fact that she's still sticking to her dream. She's still sticking to what she wants to do. She's still true to herself. She hasn't changed because that is what the industry now requires of her. She's sticking it out, and she has, she has a good following. I'm just praying that she does break out big.
All the best, girl.
All the best. So for me, I would say, as much as it is race, it's also what you do with your social media. Because unfortunately, social media is the new advertising.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's not someone else doing your advertising. It's you doing your own
If you don't
advertising.
put in the work, you're not gonna get
Yeah,
there.
and the reason why I also feel, to a certain extent, it's not always following the trends. I always look at Fashion Breed, Akila. Akila is so big, but she's a modest. Everything she does is modest. She is obviously Muslim, but she's big based on the same thing, keeping to who she is. She doesn't dress anything wear anything that opens up her skin or something like that. But the thing she shares about her life, her struggle with fertility, being married 10 years, still not being able to have a child, those kind of things, she invites you in, and that's what I think is the other thing. I'm not saying about Bianca in general. If you're not keeping up to what can touch somebody, remember, we don't just want to see your music. We want to know, you said in the beginning, people are orag. We want to
people-
know
people
your
wanna know
lifestyle.
things.
We want to know your lifestyle. Even if you're reading the Bible, I know lots of influencers. Jessica van Heer, how do you say Jessica van Heeren? One of the biggest influencers in South Africa. But all her videos, she uses Christian music on top of it. She posts her Bible reading for the day. She posts the devotions. So it is possible that if you do have morals and values, not the race thing, but that you can still make a name for yourself, because everybody, elke pot het 'n deksel. So if you continue to do that, people will gravitate towards you.
So Leandra says the industry purposefully excludes certain people based on race and take into consideration the era which Bianca entered the industry. Social media was not as prevalent as it is now. Just a side note on that, she did open up about the fact that she has infertility and she did IVF. She did open up about that a lot,
Yeah.
which, so I think that the red tape there's a lot of factors that puts red tape around people in a certain industry. Then the demographics, there's a lot of things that goes with that. But yeah.
So for me, another example is Tracy. What's her surname? The girl that's the other singer. Lee, what's Tracy's surname? Oliver. Tracy Oliver. She's also colored. She's also a singer. Same time frame as Bianca. Came up together. But what she's doing is the way she's using her social media. She's TikToking constantly sharing how she's feeling. And that's just the difference I want to bring. That even if there wasn't social media in your time of upbringing, how do you use
current.
it now?
But
Be
do we see
current
her on
now.
the screens?
She is.
What is she doing
She
now?
does also theater, a lot of theater. She's currently actually busy with theater
I
at the
mean
moment.
TV. Is she on TV?
She's not an actor, she's a singer.
Is she a singer?
Yeah.
Singers are on TV.
Maybe she is an actor also, but I only basically know her.
No, I mean like her
based on-
songs.
She's got quite a few things. Mostly
You maybe don't know it's her, but if you see her, you're gonna know
What's
it's
her
her.
name?
She did Dream Girls as well, isn't?
yeah, and
She was in Dream Girls.
I think she's busy with an international project.
Now, yeah.
You see, with some celebrities, you're not going to know those things because they only fund, even on social media, they only fund a certain group of celebrities.
Yeah,
So she's doing things, but you don't know about.
you don't know,
Exactly.
but if you follow your own people, don't be selective to, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
but
like?
then
just-
that's what I want to say. If you follow them, is the only time that you're gonna know them. Kim Kardashian, for instance, I don't have to follow her, but she's all up in my face.
But,
you know.
but you see, that's where it comes again, where you get your A-list celebrities,
Yes,
B-list
yeah.
celebrities. So that depicts, I mean, I'm not a Beyonce fan at all. I don't, ek trek wat doen Beyonce nie. But it's all up in your face. You should know about the Beehive. You should know about what she did, and was it in Dubai when she performed there. And I don't follow her at all. I don't look at her stuff at all. But because the magnitude of the scale on where she is, even Kim K, I'm not a fan at all. The superficial lives, I cannot
but
deal.
they're current.
But-
That's the difference.
They right up there.
So tell me, the media world here in South Africa
It's
compared to
pathetic. We can't even get stats on anything from the government. never
Welcome
mind
to
media
South
world.
Africa.
Because of time, can we just go over to Lorraine quickly? The next picture, Lorraine, who did you choose?
Well, it was very difficult for me because you know who I chose and then I had to change it, right? So for me, I went with DJ Sinclair.
Okay.
I went with her because she's 39 and I'm 40. So I resonate more with her age more
Okay.
than anything else because I must be honest, I don't listen to a lot of her things, not specifically hers, but house music is actually very nice. You guys listen to house?
Yeah, I listen to house. But
You,
the thing is
Anka?
also, the thing is you won't know it's hers.
No, it's fine. You don't have to know it's hers, but house music.
Back in
is
my
lekker.
heyday, not anymore.
Hi, Bo.
When high school, it was a thing. Oh, house,
Yeah.
and then no, you get married, you have kids. I'm like, you know what? I don't have time to look for things now. I just stay current with Peppa Pig. You stay current.
So
with
I'll go into her just now, but do you guys think people that gets very famous here in South Africa is because they understand the culture of the place? Because DJing here in South Africa, people like to skitmos. So that's where you're actually going to draw your crowd. As you guys said, theater, like when last did you hear somebody saying, let's go to theater?
I absolutely love theater. though,
No,
but I'm
not
the-
you, man.
I'm the
Like
minority.
Somebody else,
The thing
you
is
know?
with South Africa is we very seldom bring international theatre to South Africa. If you go theatre, it's at the theatre house, and it's usually two men doing all the roles, those kind of theatre. So
They don't go way out
They
with
don't
it.
go way out of it, and it's very seldom when you see an international production. It's your Lion Kings, it's your Dream Girls, it's Mamma Mia.
Didn't they have
It's
Disney on Ice? Isn't that like theatre? I'm just asking for a friend.
I think it is.
It is a form. It's just it's on ice.
It's on Ice. That was big for a while, no?
It's still big when they come.
But it's not Broadway style like the way Broadway is done in New York. It's like, yeah, it is very, because we've been to a couple. I absolutely love theatre. And some of the stuff, then you're like, what am I watching?
That's why I'm saying
You know?
it's usually when it's international where you see the stage changes and all of those things. But it comes so once in a blue
Yeah, but then
moon
that will be
you
for
can't
people that's
create the
already
culture.
into theatre. It's not something that I've never been to theatre. I will go because it's an international
You know
show.
what? You know what? I disagree there. Let me tell you why. When something is punted on advertising, it shoves it into people's face, and people want the next best high. So there isn't being made noise about theatre or that type of arts and culture. It's like a very select, and usually it's the weird people that get into that kind of thing, that goes to arts and culture and art festivals and stuff like that. But if they punt it and they really put it out like
People
on
will
social,
go.
people
But
will
it also
go.
has to do with their budget then also.
Yeah,
but
yeah, all
with
the
social
dynamics.
media, there is so much you can do with social media.
Mm.
We're just not using it properly.
Properly. Okay.
go
So DJ Zintle is from Durban. She's born in 1983. She's a producer, media personality, and businesswoman. She's actually ranked
1993.
1983.
Ja,
I'm
I was
sorry,
like,
ek het gesê 93. Yeah, sorry
Ek was
guys.
jonger as ek nou.
1983, right? She also pursued an acting career. She made it on screen. Her debut was a judge on Jiga Majiga. Kikila local is lekker.
Chica Magica does still play. The only thing I learned from Chica
I don't
Magica
know if
was
Jiga
this.
Majiga is still playing now.
Whenever I dance, I was like, why are they all make
Why do
the
people dance
eyes
like
going
that though?
back, the tongue is out.
What do you do when you dance? How the funniest
Facial
thing?
I did the
expression.
stank face.
And you, Anka?
She does this. Because how many times she dances is when she's trying to say she's dancing like Soki. And she goes,
Yeah, no. Yeah, but wallflower. I'm that person that goes to something and says just to look at people dance. I'm that person.
Oh, well, she started her career in 2004, and initially she wanted to be a TV presenter and actually never had the aspiration to become a DJ until her brother, because her brother is into vinyl mixing, she then grew to love DJing. So she took it from there, guys. So on Jiga Majiga, she became a DJ, resident DJ.
okay.
And that's where she
I didn't know it was her.
Yeah, it was hard. Girl on SABC won. She won 2 awards, but this is not the only awards. I just took out because her profile.
Yeah, you don't have to give everything.
Her profile
because
is
of
so
time.
long. Well,
Her
yellow.
time also.
So she really got a lot of awards. She is recognized through RISA. RISA is a recording industry of South Africa. She's 3 times platinum. She's married to Bongani, 2 kids. She's a successful businesswoman. She owns 2 businesses I know about. I don't know if there's more. The one is Her Majesty, and Era by Zintle. Timeless. I think it's watches. I
Okay.
think she loves
that's
watches.
nice.
She does wigs also. Very nice wigs.
Yeah, she got bad reviews, shame, for some of her wigs. Because, sometimes you don't do things.
But also sometimes everybody wants the free.
They want what?
Yeah, when it comes
Must
to
be
reviews,
free.
it's a tricky situation because when people aren't satisfied the way they want it, then they leave a bad review.
That's also the other thing.
But
with
also know that
increasing.
with wigs, guys, when it's on her head.
Sorry, and no disrespect to AKA, but with his funeral, I was like, my girl, couldn't someone help you with your weave?
The funeral or memorial?
The memorial, sorry. But she had the same thingy on for the funeral.
But I'm saying, Riets, with wigs, except now the one at the funeral, sometimes people don't understand. Like maybe I buy a wig now. It takes a professional person really to put on that wig very nice. Because if you don't know how to cut it, first of all, the
Yeah.
net and stuff like
How
that,
to
and
blend
also some wigs takes time to set in. It's not going to look nice the
Because it comes
first
out
day.
of that. Oh, is that why they do the whole how to prep your wig after you take it
Yes.
out of the box?
Exactly. So maybe those people that were complaining are those ones that things that
That
you're
just put
just
it
going to take
on
it
and-
and
yeah.
you must buy those hot combs to make it flat. Us
To make it suit you,
If
like
you
your
if you
face.
interested,
Okay.
follow Lisa. I forgot her surname. I'll put it in the comments now.
Mm.
Now, but Lisa, her whole page is influencing on how to look after your
Your
weaves
wigs.
and how to prep them and
But
everything.
I've watched a few videos. It is a lot of work to
It's a
install
lot
a
of
wig.
work.
It's like, and the precision here, because obviously it must fade, it must look like it's your hairline and all of that. Yeah. It's,
So why did you choose? What is the, like? Besides, I know you read all those things, but opinion based.
When you
Why you
said
think
when
SA's
you said we
finest?
must choose, I actually went on Google.
Google.
Google, and there was a lot of women there, and she stood out because first of all she's black, and I'm black, so
Yeah.
she's my girl because she's black. But because also she was trending because of the AKA's funeral.
Yeah.
Because things like that make you
Yeah.
trend.
I know, but I just.
That's how I know her. So
Yeah, and I chose her because I sometimes watch her show, The Unexpected. She then also uses that platform to let people in, to know her more and to, just know
So
her.
for me,
yeah.
I like
sorry,
her.
just because of time, I
Go
don't
ahead.
want to work too much on it. For me, I chose somebody based on the fact that also a brown woman and influence. I didn't go look for somebody because in my mind, if I had to go look for someone, that's not somebody that's influencing anybody. It means you're not out in the game. So for me, I know a lot of people hate this girl, but she is such an influence to people. And I chose Nadia Jafter, right?
why do they hate her?
Why do they hate her?
Colored black. Well, did you know they just hate it because unfortunately in South Africa, if you do something a certain way, it's a matter of just because of this, just because, they always look for something. A lot of the times her comments is mostly trolls, but that just shows how she's doing really well. And the reason why I chose Nadia is obviously she is brown, and that was a big thing for me. Like we keep saying, no disrespect to you being here as a
No,
black
it's all
person,
good.
but in South Africa, being colored, it is really difficult to make a stance. And the same goes for Indian and even like your Asian people who is born in South Africa. Unfortunately, in the industry, it's black or white. And if you in between if you tick the other box, it's much more difficult to make it on social standards. And for me, I chose her. Nadia just turned 30. And even though I'm older than Nadia, she's such an inspiration in terms of if there is somebody that pushes, this girl pushes. And she has so many trolls and she continues to push no matter what people are saying about her. There was a time after she's in Leon Schuster's movie. And a lot of trolls went on, what does she know? They're using an influencer. But people don't know she actually studied acting at the time. So it's not the influencer just getting a role. She does these courses on
experience.
the side as well with experience in terms of documentation. And even if there wasn't that documentation, we're living in a time that experience counts more than your paper. And she's had shows on her own standards.
My question, why is it the thing when the person actually has talent? Do you get what I'm saying? If they can actually do something, why are we being negative to? No, they must have some kind of experience.
So
No, they
that
must-
goes into, I have this degree, I have that degree, I have that degree.
But if you
and
don't
it's
have the
not
talent?
working, and that's the thing. So some people, there's just grace. And you can't deny grace on certain people's lives, that things
can't.
happen.
And it's not fair.
And for her, I just feel at the age of 30, being able to have a house, her own home, certain things like that, it shows to everybody you can make it in certain areas as long as you continue to push.
And the other thing is people have a notion, these people just post videos and whatnot. She actually had to work very hard to get to where she is. She had to, the content, her everything, and
And not
network
only
and
that,
all of that.
a lot of times when somebody becomes famous, and I always use this example, like with Bruno Mars, the ones I watched something about him, and Bruno Mars started performing as a child.
Yeah.
But when did he actually become
Pop off.
famous? His whole family actually has a group. All his sisters are singers as well, but nobody knew who Bruno Mars was. My thing is, people need to stop
very long.
thinking that you just wake up.
And things
And
it
happen for
happened
you.
overnight.
It was a process, and that process comes from years and years and years and years. And if your breakthrough comes, don't think they just woke up yesterday morning and now they're so more famous.
But why can't we just be happy for people that have a breakthrough? Why must they go out and explain themselves and they must be... Why can't we just genuinely be happy for other people?
Yeah. So then also what is nice is she just opened Ace Labs, which is her own marketing agency,
Oh, that's
which
pretty
is
cool.
very good. She has her own studio. She has all these things, and that takes a lot to. People think she's famous for posting on social media, but behind the scenes, she's working on so many things. But she's constant. She's current in your face. Whether you're black, white, colored, everybody knows who's Nadia. And in my eyes, you were saying like, why is Bianca not the front row? Why is? But for me, she has that Kim Kardashian. You don't have to follow her, but everybody knows there is someone named Nadia
Nadia.
Jafter. You might not know what she does, but everybody has heard of a Nadia Jafter.
I think you can also not negate if someone is business inclined because, I know a lot of people who are social media or have a big following on social media, but they don't really know how to harness it to make it flow into something else. Because what she did is she took that, now she's got her own businesses. She, there was influencing involved there where she directed people to maybe a spa or a whatnot, but she changed that to keep going, to stay current and to have an income stream going for. She's not relying on paid partnerships. She's not relying on someone, giving her a sponsorship or something. She's actually turned that into a business for herself, which is what Kim K did.
Isn't there people that can assist people to do the social media stuff if you really want
That
to
is
take
what
it?
her business is.
Except like
There's millions.
so if
there's
you
millions.
don't know how to do the social media things and you really have nice content, ne? Get help.
The problem also
sitting
isn't
with
you can
gold.
have nice content, but if you don't have an influencing personality, like Anka was saying, your lifestyle, if that doesn't draw me or you stuck up or something like that, you're not going to get the
Of course.
following. So you can have the nicest camera, you can have the nicest content, but that's what sets them apart.
But then these people are not supposed to help you get that out of you, isn't it? To guide you.
Just quick one. Don't underestimate the power of capital. If you have financial capital, you have the advantage over those who don't. That's very true.
That's
That
very,
is
very true.
But like I said, it comes from a while back because there was a time that you have to pay for certain things and stuff like that. And it is true if you have, let's say, especially if you're young, if you start when you're young and you're living with your parents, it's easier to make a business because there's someone else paying
Paying
the
the bills.
groceries at home, paying the water and lights and certain things like that.
Your
Yes,
priorities
it
are
is.
different.
But my other thing is you still get people, as much as it's a factor, you still get people that came from nothing
That
and
shine
turned into
above that.
something. And you still get people that's born with a silver spoon in their mouth but makes nothing of their lives. So
All has to do with character.
It has to do with character, and that's what I'm trying to bring forth with her character. She's making moves. She just did Ace Labs now. She is just doing the most, and I think she is such an inspiration to others. A lot of people is like, oh my word, I can't believe you achieved A, B, and C at this age. Remember, if you influence someone, you're not necessarily influencing everybody. You don't have to influence everybody, but as long as you're leaving a gateway for people to become better and have hope that I can get there someday as well. And then what I was saying earlier was about not only being in the social media field, but then she did the whole thing of mental health, where she does do sit-downs with people and help them through their mental health issues the way she was helped through. So there is other aspects as well where she's doing so much in so many areas that for me, like Anka keeps saying, and she's a brown girl and she's proud of it. She doesn't try to act white, nor does she try to act black. She's best friends with DJ Zintle and Paul Tusi, but she's not trying to be them.
Yeah.
And that is what I appreciate of her the most. Because many a times as a colored, if you feel you need to make it, you either act too white or you act too black, and then nobody actually knows what you really are. And I love the fact how she sticks to, I'm going to use the word colored, because she sticks to that root of I am colored. And I think that's what I really liked about her.
Yeah, no, this is very nice, interesting stuff that you brought up here today, Benji. I was wondering where you're going with this topic. But it is quite interesting to see that the ladies are really working very hard. It doesn't matter what color they are, and also to highlight the difficulties that brown people have. It's real. But I also just want the youngsters to know that, as you articulated there, that you just see a video, there's more behind that video.
Yeah.
Still go study, still work hard at it. Don't just sit there in front of your camera and think you're just going to do this video and you're going to be successful.
And the thing with that video is that it is a time period that TikTok is only trending for literally 3 days.
Yeah, true. But then even if you have more content after that, I want the youngsters to know that this is not it. This is not your vision to be on TikTok the whole day and make videos. Study. Make a life out of whatever it is. Even if you have entrepreneurial skills, hey, when I English. Be a businesswoman. Be creative, man. Don't just run to the social media things. It is, as you said, grace on certain people that really makes it and gets the blue ticks on social media. But don't say now that is where your vision is and that's it.
And use it for the next person to
Yeah.
teach.
So-
Don't do it for your personal fame. We always say selfish desire.
So yes, go study whatever it is, psychology or whatever it is, and then go on TikTok and talk about it to help
Or
other
do
people.
both.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with creating a platform for yourself, but I do agree with you in terms of have something to fall back on or have something to stand on when things, because even these people that you see, a lot of them, I mean, even Kim K is trying to do something. She went for a whole bar exam. She wants to be a lawyer as well.
She passed.
You know,
Yeah, question how she did it. But go.
yeah, but the point is that at least
She's doing
she's
it.
doing
It's just
something, you know.
she got certain you can get away with.
Yeah, you know,
But
she
they
got
allowed
out
it.
of
It's
jail.
not like she created it. It's there for everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's my point. So you know, and you know, if you put the hard work, I mean, how many idols do we know? Since I remember Heinz Winkler, but the only reason I remember him is because he was the very first, and that when idols just started. But over the years, so many people have won idols.
So that's
You
all
see?
I know.
You see, so many people won, but the people that stood out the most for me is what's the name that did Shekinah them?
Yeah.
They didn't win. But what they did was they wanted to create
They
a
used
platform.
it.
Yes.
And they made it. But they're the only ones that are still making music as far as what I know. You know, so it becomes a matter of if you're smart about it, you can do it smart. And there is easier ways to do it, but know that you must have something to fall back and a game plan towards that. And it still takes hard work. Nothing in life comes easy.
Yeah. So is that your closing remark?
It
Okay.
is.
For me, I'd also jump onto what you were saying in terms of I want to use somebody like Danica as an example. We don't actually stop your TikToks. Work on it, because what happened now, Danica, if she's also an influencer in South Africa, she now recently, she had her brand, which was marketing, but now she's so excited because she's been influencing for so long. She opened a company to teach you how to influence, basically be a marketing director for you. And what she did now is she just announced on the 1st that along with that, she's studying as well, so that her advice doesn't only come from experience in what
Yes.
works, but now she's falling back also on what does the book say, which is also something, even if you are big now, like you say, work on how you can fix your skill to be long lasting. Because things come and things go in terms of fashion, but what are you going to keep it do to keep it stable, to keep it long lasting, that 10 years down the line, your business has grown bigger and bigger and bigger based on something you did 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yes.
Just last comment from Leandra. She says wonderful advice, Lorraine.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Lou. And then also jumping on what you said is what did you say now? I had the thought in my mind. Your
I said a
main
lot of
point.
things. We're now at the closing.
Yeah, my ear is so sore. Yeah,
It's
the closing.
In terms of creating the platform for yourself.
Oh, sorry. I have that earring over here, and the earphones is pushing so hard against it. But okay, with all else being said, we said it, and yeah, that's my thing. This is what I was going to say. Don't just be famous. Don't use your social media just for the sake of being famous and putting money into your pockets alone. What footprint are you leaving for someone else to be inspired? Yes, if you're doing makeup, okay, you want me to go buy this because it is your makeup, but what are you adding to my life that is valuable? Because your makeup, I can go buy it at Chinatown and it does the same thing.
Like
but what do you have that is the next thing to leave somebody with a positive light, positive note, all those kind of things? So I always say, if you use social media, please use it for the good of others and not just
Self-gain.
self-gain. And with that being said, we want to say thank you for watching us on our very first 9 a.m. show. And thank you so much for all the interaction. It was a great episode to have you guys join us, man, and teach us also, Annie. So thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks, ladies, for coming so early today. It is appreciated.
It's a pleasure. Everybody that's online, you must join me this week. We are going into this media thing. Strong. Me and Anka, we need to check who's trending.
Check who's trending. And if you want to follow us, what's your Instagram handle?
Ooh, Mugel.
At Lorraine.
At Lorraine_stalls.
Please do follow her. And if you want, especially if you want to see what
I'm
gonna
on
speak about
Facebook,
and
guys.
stuff.
I'm with the old school people.
Okay,
so
then
Lorraine
tell us
Stalls.
what's on Facebook. Lorraine Stalls. Anka, your Facebook and your
Anka Hendrik.
Anka Hendricks. My Instagram handle is Evangelic A for Adams. And on Facebook it's Evangelic Adams, but I don't use Facebook.
I use Facebook.
I use Facebook
I
more.
go through Facebook, but I don't post anything on Facebook.
I don't post.
But I'll try to keep it updated. I haven't been on social media since last year. I tried on Wednesday for the first time. I was back on social media. So I'll just continue trying to push and be going back to the ways of the Instas.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us. Follow us, we'll follow you back, man. Let's get to know each other, and hope you guys enjoyed the show. So see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Me, no, they know.